What's up, people? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Good. Sunday. Welcome, man. Make sure you connect, people. Let's get connected. Let's talk about the possibilities. Let's talk about growth. Let's talk about taking it to the next level. As always, no matter what, remain focused and positive. I think this thing has crashed. I see one person in there. Uh, who is that? Burkus? What's going on? Beckerus? Juris Beckerus? Am I saying that correctly? Man, I was about to start this thing over. Welcome in, people. Welcome to the afternoon. Hopefully, we broke through that little bit of clouded connection. What's going on, Jay? It's that Jennifer. How you doing, Marcus? Thanks for stopping in, saying hi. Make sure people, when you check in, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time of day it is where you are. Today, we're talking about knowing your way. You got to know your way. It's funny because I'm kind of old. I kind of start conversations this way. I think because you're older and younger at the same time nowadays, because as technology grows, it grows faster. So, some things that years ago, so like many years ago, technology would move slowly. It took time. You had to develop it, you had to learn it, you had to teach yourself it. And so it took time for things to be developed and mastered. But now, man, your phone is out of date in 6 weeks. your, your car is out of date by the time you get your stickers. The newest thing in technology and what you need to learn shows up every half hour. So it is important to understand that being old and being young is coming closer and closer together. Juris, he says midnight. All right, that is uh, 17 minutes into Monday. Well, let's have a good Monday, people. Put this down a second. I got this drink. My wife just bought these new drinks. So I'm going to pop this down for a moment so we can pop this baby open. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of this view. So, guys, tell me about your day. How's it been? Building the body. Oh, man, time, patience. Don't let anybody tell you that it happens overnight. Building anything takes time, takes patience, takes discipline. Has to be a commitment to the goal. Anything you build in life, your finances, your fitness, your family, your faith, your focus, and take some time. Specifically for the workout regimen that I did, it just started with me and my body, push-ups, squats. It wasn't, couldn't afford like weights or workout equipment. So it started with the body. I was um, a little hesitant when I first got into weightlifting because I put expectations on myself that I expected others to have from me. And in doing so, I wanted to have results that were not time for me to have. And my desire to have results that it was not yet my time for me to have led me to be hesitant to start where I was supposed to be because I was expecting for others to expect me to be better. This is a mistake a lot of us can make is we base our view of ourselves by expectations that we've put in other people's minds that they don't even have. Let's take a look from the top of the hill, people. Springtime is upon us. So this is the view. Beautiful view. So as you guys look at this beautiful view. Thank you for joining, guys. As I said before, as you check in, let me know what time it is, where you are, what you're working on. But after I did some weightlifting, after I spent some time uh, working with just like my body weight, I had to develop a workout regimen. Um, really, for a long time, it was do whatever the person in the gym who you want to look like, whatever they look like, you do what they do. So that was around the time uh, in my late teens, early 20s. I decided I wanted to kind of focus on being a personal trainer. Um, so I tried some of that. That process was really just about working, just showing up and working out with people. Uh, AR, uh, tried to work on myself, but I quit because I don't have that much time. That's funny. You can't work on yourself. You can't afford. You can't afford your services. I tried working on myself, but I cost too much. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Guys, please let me know. I do have the microphone hooked up today. As you can see, it's pretty windy. If the sound starts to break up or you guys can't hear me, let me know and I'll try to make some adjustments. But so far this evening, it's just good to have you guys in here. Thank you for being in here. Make sure, as always, uh, you get a chance. You like anything you see, like anything you hear, anything that's shared, don't hesitate. Double tap, hit that like button wherever it's at on the screen. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just a good way to say, hey man, I was here. I checked in. Uh, I work 9 to 5. You say you work 9 to 5? Man, that's awesome. Oh man, like you got people that work 9 to 9, 5 to 5. You got that. I'm scheduled to work 9 to 5, but because my job has expectations of me, I end up working 9 to 8, 9 to 9. So let's find this out, people. Let's figure out how much time it takes to work on ourselves. Let me see. Discipline. God bless you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. See if I can find out how to put up. You know, they got these question and answer things, man. How do you put them up, man? How you get one of those questions and answer things? Let's try it. Uh, let's try it. How much time does it take to work on you? On yourself. How much time does it take to work on yourself, people? What do we think? Let's put this up here in the corner. I'm gonna move it up here. I hope you guys can see it. But that's the question. How much time does it take to work on yourself? Right? Welcome in from India. How are you doing? How much time does it take to work on yourself? I mean, because there's a lot of things that you do. You have a job, you might have kids. Hello, Pasca. Welcome in. What is that? Pascalin Himus. I probably butchered that. Welcome in from Germany. Is that Germany? Or is that Ireland? I don't know. I'm not great with flags, man. You put the flags up. I appreciate it, but you got to let me know where it's from. So, how much time does it really take to work on yourself, man? How much time does it take to work on yourself? I mean, outside of your job, like we all have our jobs, we all have work that we do, we all have our family responsibilities, we have our loved ones, we have um commitments, we have just wanting to be able to find enough time to relax. We have all of this. AR says 1 minute. All right, takes 1 minute. Sure. I mean, but really, truly, I mean, if you say you're trying to achieve something and you're trying to get somewhere, right? And AR, you're the one who mentioned this, right? You said you tried to work myself because it quit because I didn't have much time. So you didn't have 1 minute. So it doesn't matter what area of our life we're working on. Thank you very much for the subscribe. Doesn't matter what area we're working on. The question is, how much time does it take? It doesn't matter if we're looking to work on our fitness. Are we looking to work on our um, finances? Are we working on our faith? Are we working on our education, on our job, on a new career? It does not matter. The question is, how much time does it take to work on any of those things, right? So when we're talking about working on ourselves, what do we really mean, right? How much time does it take? How much time are you prepared to set aside for yourself? How much time, like, how important are you for you to say, hey, this is as much time it's going to take for me to do what's necessary for me to develop and grow in the way I want to, for me to reach my goals? How much time is it going to take? How much time? I guess the bigger question is, how much time are you willing to invest? Are you prepared to invest in you? I'll let you know it's Sunday, right? I grew up. My dad was a preacher. My mom was a pastor. And even my stepdad was a deacon in the church. When we start talking about faith and we start talking about religion and we start talking about going to church, I don't know how it is where some of you guys are, but growing up in the South, a church was an all-week event. I know I know some of you guys might have seen Gary Owens, but if you black and you went into church in the South in the United States, man, church started on Wednesday. Church started on Wednesday and it ended just before kickoff on Sunday Night Football. Dude, you better be, man. They created ESPN for Southern Baptists so you could catch up on your sports. Why is this important? It's church working on you. It's the time you spend in your spiritual endeavors. It's the time that you spend going to church, going to Bible study, in prayer, in worship. Is that working on you? That's a question, people. That's a question. How much time does it take to work on yourself? I got 1 minute as a possible answer. I'm looking for some more people to kind of share with me and let me know, how much time does it truly take to work on you? It doesn't matter in what area. I need some honest answers on how much time does it take to work on you. There's a lot of challenges that everyone may come across. Uh, who is that? Robert said Daniel 7. Is that your name? Or are you talking about the book in the Bible, Daniel, and the chapter 7, right? Or verse 7 in chapter 1? Which one we saying? Uh, see a reflection on my head. That's because I shaved this thing and got it oiled up. You better be able to see something. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. As always, when you check in, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Posing a true question, people. A real question today is, how much time does it take to work on you, right? How much time, how much time do you have to work on you that you're not spending working on you because you're spending it, giving it to others, giving it to other people's riches, giving it to other people's time, other people's efforts? Where is that happening? How are you doing? How much of your time that you should be using to work on you are you investing in others, right? Here's the thing. When we talk about not having enough time, not having enough resources, or not having whatever it is we believe we need to work on ourselves, really, for most people, they don't know where to start. Well, what do I need to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to start? Let me see. Somebody put something in one of the messages that they want me to take a look at first. Welcome in, Jesus. That weighs, amen. Welcome in. Who we got? E. Smith. Oh wow, my phone. That was that was random. It just decided to spin around. Oh, Jesus loves you as well. You'll spend the rest of your life working on yourself because nobody is perfect. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. Frazier. We'll show that one. You meant no harm with that one, Frazier. Yeah, the head is clean. Welcome in, Kentucky. Thank you for being here. A lifetime. You can always be, always, always. That's true. Uh, no, what is that? Nessener? Welcome in. Thanks for being in here today. You can spend a lot of time working on yourself. You can spend your whole life working on yourself. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. And don't be misled by others because working on you is not to be like someone else. The work that you do on yourself is about enjoying your life. Time passes quickly, people. Time passes so fast. And they say time passes fast when you're having fun. Time passes fast either way, but particularly fast when you are consumed, right? The moment of dealing with difficulties may cause challenges, may cause there to be some, may make that moment last longer. But ultimately, over time, that moment gets eaten up by life. It gets eaten up even when you're having big times. Welcome in, Big John. How are you doing? So it's not just about good times. It's not just about bad times. It's about when we start to live fully in our life. Man, you look back over a year of events that you were involved in, whether good events or bad events, you're gonna be like, man, that happened quick. Man, that happened quick. Worst year of my life went by in a flash. Man, that happened quick. When I looked back over the time, the experiences, the things that I happened, the the confrontations, like those moments were long in the moment. But that time, that year was quick. That was a quick year for me. So, people, when we start talking about the passing of time and we start talking about how much time it takes to work on ourselves, it takes as much time as we're prepared to invest, people. It takes that time. And you should be enjoying every moment of that experience. You should be learning something from every moment of that experience. I heard a guy say one time, "Why would you spend so much time complaining about the moments when your life was bad in the middle of the moments where your life should be great? Why would you spend time doing that? Why would you let that be how your day or your life or your moments are existing for you? When you have time for great moments, but just being in that moment, you're complaining about your worst moments." Um, Sefri said, "Have no idea. That must be Russian." But the question is, guys, how much time does it take to truly work on yourself? Are we thinking about it? Are we truly considering it? How many people actually want to work on themselves? I guess that's a good place to start. I guess it doesn't matter how much time it takes to work on yourself if you have no intention of actually working on yourself. Wow. If you don't want, if everything in your life is the way you want everything in your life to be, what is there to work on? Right? I'm not complaining about anything, but thank you for sharing. Doing the exact opposite, but thank you for sharing. When we have an opportunity, man, anywhere in our life to do something, to be involved, to be moving, to be engaged, it is on us to take that opportunity and make the most of it. Just want to thank y'all for checking in and letting me talk to you this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, depending on where you are. I really appreciate it. Ukraine, God bless you. Thanks for checking in. I think a lot of people have a different, I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding of the difference between, and this is interesting, so it's probably something I should be sharing, probably something I should probably be charging for when you come to think about it. There's a difference between complaining about a problem and identifying it. So you have to identify it in order to solve it. This is the biggest thing that people miss when they're in school and they're doing math. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to try to change this question. Can I change this question? Yes, I can. I get rid of that question. Let's see if we can get another question out. Let's figure this one out. Let's figure this one out. Got a good question for you guys. Apologize for the cough. Let's take a moment, man. Let's answer that question. Let's answer that. A little bit, man. I pushed away the two. Top Gun, welcome in. Don't keep asking me to call. What's going on? What's going on, Soul Luke? Y'all playing. Don't do that. Don't keep playing with me because I got cough. This is not, listen, this is what we do. Every time I cough, y'all gotta take a drink or do a push-up. This is where we at now. Y'all make fun of my cough. Second ago, man said I was complaining. So I'm just complaining. I'm not. Here's what we're gonna do, man. Let's see if anybody can answer this question. Uh, let's see if anybody can answer this question. All right. Here's the question. What does math really teach? When you go to school, man, what does math really teach? Somebody hit me with some knowledge. Let me know. Like, what do we really believe we're learning what do we really believe we're learning in math? And I get it, like you start with like, your shapes and your patterns and your numbers because, just what identifying them because all of our letters and numbers are just shapes and then they just make out things based on patterns. And so that's just what that is. But what do we really learn in school and math? What do we really learn? Hey, thanks for checking in. Make sure everyone, when you check in, you let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Um, let's talk about this, man. What do you really learn when you go to math? Bro, what? Eh, 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 kind of, right? If you want to go into the science of it, yeah. But really, it's applicable to every man in every situation. Think deeper. Like that's math as a language for the universe, right? We haven't even gotten near the level of understanding the intricacies of math. And I'm not a mathematician. I'm not super good at math, but think about it. I mean, really think about elementary math. We're not talking about higher level math. I'm thinking about just the introduction to math. You do this in math. It's not done in reading. It's not done in any of your other classes. It's not even done in health or fix. It's in math and elementary math. You have to understand everything else that you do in elementary school is just repetition and practice. Math is the class where they teach you something, but do we really know what it is? I'm telling you, I know what it is, and I'm gonna share it with you. But people, at 5:45, I'm gonna share with you what you learn in math, and you already know it. So I don't want y'all saying that I'm playing games. Thank you very much. Thank you for following. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. We all need to exist on this planet. Cool, that's great. I understand. It's communication. Communication is different. Uh, 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 there are different letters. There are different symbols. There are different pronunciations. There's different groupings and languages. All of those things exist. But we learn something in math, and consistently, it does not matter where you come from. Math, forget about the actual performance of the math. Just think about the behavior. What is the behavior? What is the overall personal individual development that we get from math? What is it? It's 5:41, people. We got 4 more minutes. I'm gonna share with you in 4 minutes what the answer is. I know somebody can put it in there before I say it. There is a there is a thing that we use the rest of our life. Some of us well, some of us not so well. But we learn this in elementary math, and then they add on to it as we move forward. But it's something that we use throughout our life for the rest of our life. And you learn it in elementary math. Uh, mm. I'm gonna hang out and wait. Okay, it's coming up. Thank you very much for hanging out. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Those are the basics of being able to do arithmetic. Uh, it improves our logical reasoning. I feel like you. I feel like sunburnt. I feel like you looking stuff up. You bet not be. You bet not be Chat GPT in this question. You bet not be AI in this question. That's yeah. That's close. That's close. Those are similar words. You got 3 minutes. I use 2 words. I only use 2 words, but it improves our logical truth. The sun says it improves our logical reasoning. All right. Um, no, sir. I'm using my brain. I live in the woods and I don't have chat. I don't have chat GPT. Ah, I hear you. I hear you, Sunbird. Look, we got 2 more minutes, people. We got 2 more minutes. I'm gonna let you know. I'm still asking. The question is up. Is what does math really teach us? I need to like really, guys. I want you to just take a moment because I want to get it directly from you guys. Sunburnt is like right on top of it. Sunburn is right on top of it. Top Gun says certain things are objectively correct and cannot be a second answer. That's really good. That is a really deep input, right? There are some things that are facts. They can't have a second answer to them. There are some things that are just what they are. That's all I got, G. Thank you for giving me that. We got 1 minute, people. We got 1 minute. It is 5:44, man. It's 5:44. In 1 minute, I'm gonna tell you exactly my view on what we learn in elementary math that we take with us for our entire life. We take with us forever. And some of us develop it, and some of us understand it, and some of us don't. Uh HH said not much. Elementary math, man. It teaches this is the biggest lesson you learn in your life. Elementary math. When you figure it, man, when you pick it up and you internalize it, the rest of your life just unfolds in front of you. It's one of the most powerful things that you can internalize and master. And we learn it in elementary math. It is 5:45, people. Answer: problem solving, people. I'm explaining to you. You may be out there right now throwing your hands up like, man, listen, let me tell you how elementary math opens up your entire life. And everything after that becomes easy because problem solving is what you will do with the rest of your life. And the biggest issue that most people have with problem solving is identifying the problem. And the reason most people have a difficulty with identifying the problem, because in your life, you are usually the problem. You are not only the problem, but you are also the solution. This is what you learn in elementary math. You must identify what it is you're working on. If you can't identify what it is you're working on, elementary math, Jenny's got 3 blocks. Michael's got 2 blocks. Jenny and Michael put their blocks in a basket. How many blocks are in the basket? Man, do we add, subtract? What do we multiply? Man, like, listen, we learn this in elementary school. They don't tell you, hey, add it. They don't start off with saying add 3 plus 2. They start off with saying, hey, here is the problem. Here's what we did. Jenny and Michael showed up in a basket with blocks. We need to know how many blocks is in the basket. Jenny had 3. Who was the other name I said? Michael had 2. How many blocks in the basket? They don't say add 3 plus 2. They give you a problem and they say, hey, here's the information, solve it, right? So when we start looking at life, and I know you were there, Sunburnt, I know you're there, right? When you start talking, Sunburnt said, I'm a union sheet metal worker, and problem solving is one of my biggest strengths. It makes me a lot of money. Certainly, people, when we start talking about solving problems, when you go back to the history of this country, do you know how many years we lived without the number 0? Look it up. Ask when the number. Listen, I know, Sunburnt, I know you off. You can't get Chat GPT, but somebody look it up and find out what year the number 0 was created. All our numbers were created. What year did we introduce the number 0 into our mathematics system? We can't imagine a time when 0 didn't exist. 0 must have always been around. Nope. There was a long time. There were different ways of counting. Not everybody counts by the 10 base. There's 8 base, 16 base, 12 base. There are so many things that are different. So the actual performance of the mathematics is not the thing that we learn in math. What we learn is problem solving. I hear you, Coffee. Let's find out when the number 0 was invented. All right, here's the thing, people. When we start talking about what's important in our life, when we start talking about being able to do anything, we start talking about being able to grow, we start talking about living, we start talking about our own personal endeavors, any things that we're trying to achieve, challenges that we're facing, we have to understand that we're talking about moving through problems. And a lot of us don't want to answer problems, or we don't want to solve problems, because in our own life, we are not only the biggest solution, but we are usually the biggest problem. You have to make decisions. You don't have to live with consequences. You have to live your life. Your life is what you make of it. I keep telling my children now, just today, my daughter is in the kitchen and there was some food on the table, some milk, whatever. And I've told my daughter repeatedly, don't play on the table. Don't play on the table. Time's up, 3 years old. Just play on the table. Play on the table. Sweetheart, please get down off the table. Boom, knocks the gallon of milk off the table, splashes everywhere. We have to get down. We have to clean it up. Daddy, I didn't mean to. Daddy, I'm sorry. Hey, sweetheart, I know you didn't mean to. I know you weren't looking to make this mess. I know you weren't looking to get in trouble. But your actions, your behaviors led to this. You don't have to wait until you have to say you're sorry to know the right thing to do. You know the right thing to do. But when you know the thing that you're doing can lead to an outcome that you're not looking for, and it's not the right thing for you to be doing, this isn't difficult. problem solving. 300 BC. The number zero came up in 300 BC, right? So that's 300 years before Christ was born. At which point we say that was less than 2,500 years ago. And they found people who have been on the planet for over 50,000 years. We found remains that are 50,000 years old, living without the number zero. Listen, I get it. Math is powerful. It can do a lot, but what we learn is problem solving. Hey, Sunbird, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. God bless you as well. Uh, we ain't gonna deal with that. Uh, so, what are we learning? Right? We're learning right now, and we're discussing right now, and all of this is about knowing your way. But what we're really learning and we're discussing right now, man, is how much, how much of what we do, how much of what we know comes from us learning these lessons early and then applying them to our life. Here's the thing, I don't do a lot of complaining, I do a lot of identifying, right? And then when you identify, you have to identify like what it is that you're looking for the outcome to be. You have to be you have to be able to identify what it is that you're trying to do. You have to be able to identify what the objective actually is. Because if we can't identify these things, if we can't identify the resources that we have, the challenges that we face, what the objective is, we can't find solutions. We can't solve the problem. That's where we have a lot of issues, is we spend so much time looking at what everybody else is doing, how everybody else is doing it. I am a firm believer, dude, you got to take some things in your hand. Otherwise, like your life is always controlled by somebody else. And I'm not saying, look, who as they say, two things can be right. I'm not saying there are not people out there looking to see themselves do well. And in order to do so, you have to pay a price. But if there's somebody out there manipulating gas prices, trust me, they don't know your name. If it's somebody, listen, you can be walking down the street and step on an ant, and that ant family is in their little ant hill just falling apart. Oh no, they got Jeremiah. They are falling apart. You ain't thinking about Jeremiah. You're walking home. Trust me, people, when I tell you, when we start to look at what's out there and we keep pointing the finger at the the them, the they that are trying to do things to get in our way, then we're not looking at what we can do to get out of the way of being squashed. Man, it's not easy. Nah, you're probably not going to wake up tomorrow a millionaire or a billionaire. You're probably not going to wake up tomorrow with your problem solved at your job. You're probably not going to wake up tomorrow and lose 150 pounds. You're not going to see these things. There's a difference between identifying a problem to complain about it or identifying a problem to find the appropriate solution. And your decision making is a large part of that. Yes, sir. Fact. Are we getting nowhere? I agree. Thank you. Need some extended warranty for your fridge. You silly Franklin. Identify the problem, adjust to game conditions, improve, adapt, and overcome. We have to do that with discipline, indeed. We have to do that. We have to be able to understand. Here's the thing. We have to understand what we want in our life, and then we have to start focusing on taking the actions to achieve those things, right? Like for the things that I want in my life, I have to take the action to achieve them. So many people, and this is a very dangerous thing that people do. We have to use discipline. I'm gonna explain this part first. Discipline is 4 parts. It's repetition. That's just the process of getting started and doing something over and over and over again. And we always work on it. In different places in our life, we need to start with repetition. After repetition, you're gonna start to develop patience. Because even though you're doing things over, before you can be consistent, you must learn how to do it correctly. There cannot be consistency at something to which you do not have the understanding or the ability to perform at a high level. That's how you start to develop consistency. I got to run across this street so I don't get hit. And then after repetition and patience, from repetition and patience, that's when you move to consistency, because now you've developed a skill. Consistency requires a mark. You can't be consistent at something you can't measure. You can't measure something that you're not good enough to perform on a regular basis with an understanding, right? So it's repetition, patience, and then we hit consistency. What comes after consistency? Perseverance. Because once we get consistent, we need to continue to work even when things become challenging, even when things become hard. When we look at other people and we try or we believe the best way for me to be successful is to stop someone else from being successful, we fail at whatever it is we're trying to do. I love using sports as an analogy. On defense, the best defenses are trying to, to generate a specific outcome. They are not trying to stop the other team, right? So the best defenses are not trying to stop this person from gaining a yard. They are trying to manipulate or control the direction of the individual that will result in a positive outcome and their team regaining possession. On the basketball court, I'm not trying to prevent this person from going to the right. I am trying to make this person go to the left. There's a different outlook. So when we start looking at and talking about our lives, you're not trying to stop somebody else from getting promoted. You are trying to get promoted. We have to start looking at taking actions that impact and grow our lives versus taking actions that diminish other people's lives. It is me getting promoted means you don't get promoted. Doesn't mean I don't want to see you get promoted. You're taking it too personal. We're taking it too literal. We are missing it by too much. And this is what's preventing us from taking these simple steps and discipline that can help us grow, and we remain constantly combative. Let me see a couple of comments. Sunbird jumped in there, said, "Big dog preach. A lot of people need to hear these words. Hope you change someone's life." I hope I do as well. Big respect. I really hope I'm able to speak to and to reach people and be able to connect so that we understand what we're trying to do here, people, is not about tearing down others. In order for you to truly know your way, first, you got to be trying to get somewhere. When I'm telling you that problem solving is what we learn from elementary math, that's what we learn is not only that there are problems, but there is a way to solve them. And they require us understanding the variables. And then they show us that the variables may vary, but not every variable is important. Sean's got 3 red blocks. Chris has 2 black blocks. Sean paints one of his blocks black. How many blocks do Sean and Chris have? Painting that block black means nothing. They give you these problems in this way so you can learn in elementary school. It's not everything that you hear matters. Not everything in front of you matters. Not all of it goes towards answering the question or solving the problem. Don't get distracted. Don't get misled. Don't be forced to wander. Focus on what the problem is and let's solve it. Take the steps to find a solution and grow. if we spend too much of our time trying to convince others that there is an actual problem, we spend more of our time telling people about the problem we're having than we spend working on fixing the problem. You pull up to the gas station, man, gas costs $5. It's $5 a gallon. Okay. What's your problem? I don't want to pay $5 for gas. Okay. What's your option? Man, I can't believe the gas prices. I'm not telling you gas prices don't suck. I'm not telling you I would like that I'm against gas prices going down. I'm not telling you any of that. I'm telling you, you got an option. You can take action. We can collectively take action, right? But we're not all in the same place. There's a difference between us wanting things to be equal and us wanting things to be fair. I'm in a position where I can just not drive for a week. I ain't going nowhere. How many humans, how many Americans are in position to they take the first week of May and say, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not driving. I'm not starting a vehicle. First week of May, I'm not turning on anything that's powered by gas. Only people on the road are going to be people driving electric vehicles. I'm not going nowhere the first week of May. How many of us are in a position to be able to do that? Do it. So we can't keep talking about the way things are. You have to understand. The first week of May gas is already on its way there, right? They already prepared to drop gas for the first week of May. It's already on the roads. It's already on its way there, right? So if there's a plan to have something out there so they can provide it to the people, and if we stop getting it, what are they gonna do with it? What happens when you have more supply than you have demand for anything in the world? Price drops, value drops. Now I'm not here trying to start no worldwide may boycott of gas. I'm just letting you know when we start talking about and identifying problems in our lives, we can talk about the problems or we can work on the solution or you can continue to live your life. If you ain't got the time and the energy to fix it, I said, we asked this question earlier. We asked for an answer earlier. Like, how much time does it take? Like, how much time does it take for you to fix your life? That was the question. How much time does it take for you to work on yourself? If you don't have the time to work on yourself, how you gonna have the time to work on a problem like lowering gas prices? Then pump your gas. I'm just saying, man. Problem solving, we pick it up in elementary school. But there's a lot of things that get thrown in our face. There are a lot of things. The biggest problem in our lives is us. The biggest way, the greatest way to overcome and solve the problems in our lives is us. We have to understand that we are empowered, and this power allows for us to grow and develop and be strong. Okay. All I'm saying to you today, guys, is we have these opportunities. We have vast opportunities. We have great opportunities before us to be able to do things. But we have to start getting up. We have to be responsible. We have to take ownership. And then we have to do the things, do the work, right? We got to put our feet in there. We have to become active. I want to thank you all for checking in here today, for being a part. If you haven't had a chance yet, please double tap the screen. Go ahead, drop a like if you heard anything that you appreciated, liked anything that you heard, or even if you shared, go ahead and drop a like. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just a great way to say thank you and we appreciate it. Appreciate it for you being a part. This is the BNV standard, and the standard is us. We stop setting our standard by what others believe. The standard is discipline. It starts with repetition. Repetition is just getting up and getting after it. We grow that with patience. We have to get up, get after it, and continue to learn. As we learn the skill, we learn the ability, then we become consistent. Consistent requires a expectation, it requires a mark. If you don't have anything that you're working towards and you don't have a goal, then you can't perform consistently. That means that you're not being productive, you're just being busy. A lot of people are out working their jobs on a daily basis, busy, but not performing, not being productive. And we finish it off with perseverance because you believe that you're ready. You think you're ready. And oftentimes it looks like we're ready because we're comparing ourselves to where we are versus where we want to be. We can't be ready until we are the person we need to be when we get to where it is we want to see. You have to be that person before you get there. You have to complete the first grade to get into the second. You can't get into the second grade because you feel good about how you're doing in the first grade. You must complete it. You must persevere. Oh man, I could have graduated high school when I was 12. Then do it. I had everything I needed at 12. Okay, do it. Let's stop talking about it. And as they say, let's be about it. Hawk, what's up? Thank you for stopping in, man. Thank you for stopping in, Hawk. I appreciate you. God bless you. It's a beautiful Sunday, people. As a born again Christian and a child of God, I feel blessed every day. I feel blessed to be alive. I'm going to tell you, all of my Christian brothers and sisters, our, our faith and our requirement is to look to and lean on Jesus. But you have to understand, Jesus carries us when we can't carry ourselves. Who carries us when we can't? He says every man has his cross to bear. And you keep looking around in your life, and if you are not achieving and growing and meeting the things that you want to meet, you need to understand you need to stand up and bear your cross. You need to understand that bearing this cross isn't a burden, it's your next step, it's your growth, it's your movement into your future. We need to stop living in this mindset of doom and destitution and, oh, God is gonna get here at some point. Ain't no crying. Y'all are ridiculous. It's not about God getting here at some point. It's about you being here right now. It's about you being blessed with this opportunity in your life to be here now, to live now, to act now, to grow now. And stop expecting or waiting for God to provide you with the miracle. He's already given you the miracle of life. He's already given you the miracle of your next day. He's already given you the miracle of breath. You have to understand now that you have these blessings, that you can't sit around and waste them. God's giving you this functioning body, and you sit around and don't take more than 3,000 steps a day. You can't keep blaming God for your failure to do what He's provided you the ability to do. You can't keep waiting on God when you won't get up and go yourself. I want you guys to know that every day in our life requires us to show up. I don't care who shows up at any other day, at any other time. Every day of your life, you're going to be required for your life. Don't wait for someone else to be the catalyst for your life, to be the catalyst for your growth, your development, or your future. Show up. Understand that the biggest problem you'll ever have in your life will be you. And the greatest solution and power that you will ever have in your life will be you. Become active, become intentional, become like engaged in living. And we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be great. Lights blinding. Every once in a while, I gotta just get that good gleam. It's appreciated. Put the razor to this thing this morning. His head is sparkling. They can see Artemis. I've shaved his head to help Artemis 2 find its way back to Earth. How you think this? You see that shine? You see that? Come on, man. You see that glisten coming off of there? You got y'all are funny. Oh, it is so good, people. It's so good to have everyone here involved and engaged. I appreciate you. Listen, it's great to have you here. Thank you for giving me the time to share with you. I want you to understand. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep growing. I want you guys to take this. Discipline has four simple pillars: repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. Build your foundation. Come back, get to know, learn, and impart into your life the BNV standard. And as always, guys, keep showing up, keep growing up, keep blowing up. And until next time, God bless you. What's this message? Let's fight on street. Y'all good. Y'all have a good evening, guys. I apologize for the delay. Oh, man. Again, I apologize. You guys have a good evening. God bless.